Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to divide by sheep. So yeah, I'm not making perfect progress through each level, but I'm moving through the levels as quickly as possible. We've learned in the last recording that these two orange and black platforms will swap. We need 3 sheep, and I just don't see how we're gonna get 3 sheep to start with, even. You have 5 here, which means you inherently have to go here. Which means you either go here and turn 5 into 5 and lose a sheep, which probably doesn't make any sense. Or you go this direction and you lose too many sheep. Anyways, what we need is a wolf. Single wolf in the middle, I think, to start with. And then that turns that into 4 sheep, which is still 1 too many. Just skip that first one. Just first playthrough of every puzzle. Let's see if we can get 1 star. Yep. So at the very least now we know we can jump to the next puzzle very quickly. Clearly I'm still trying to learn here. When is the right time to make 20-minute episodes versus when is the time to make 44-minute episodes? 22 and 44 minutes is about the time a TV episode would be, so I'm trying to copy that thought process. But yeah, I probably in puzzle games, in retrospect, should have made this a 44-minute long series. Puzzles, as we get deeper and deeper into the game, are just going to get longer and longer. Alright, so we have 5 now. But we just like absolutely cannot do anything with 5. And 5, 5, and 5 is not going to get you anywhere. We need 3, which means we need 2. If I ate 1 here, like that, then that would leave 5 wolves. Then if I did this, that's 5 wolves and 5 wolves. That doesn't quite work. If I did this, I'd have 1 wolf left. Okay. So now we have 1 wolf. But there's just not a way to get all the sheep here. If we could get that similar layout with 4 wolves being satisfied here, that leaves just 2 wolves. Okay. Here's the problem, though. The wolves can't be fed in that spot, can they? So I'm gonna have to come all the way around and feed them here. And then I guess I could move it this way and move it this way. This would get me 4 sheep in this spot. This would get me 3 sheep in this spot. But we have the wolf in kind of the wrong spot. Although I guess it kind of doesn't matter. Yeah, that is a lot of prep work and moving around that had to happen there. Very specific spots where each thing had to be at certain steps in the sequence, but we solved it. Okay, 5 sheep. Well, if we just throw this here, we'll have 5 sheep. Oh, nope, that's 4 sheep. What went wrong there? We would need 1 extra. Again, I suspect what's going to happen here is we're going to end up with some trickery happening. Let's see if this is right. That would be 5 sheep. Well, no, that's 3 sheep. Let's see. Do we want to get rid of a 6 or do we want to get rid of an 8? I honestly don't think it matters one way or the other. This would be our 3 sheep. Okay, so that's our number 3 sheep at that spot. And we've just fed all the wolves. So now the math really is going to have to come down to get 5 and 8. There's your 5. There's another 5. And yeah, I did that wrong. I should have just flown that there, and then that would have been 8. And then you could have, I guess, maybe done that, although that then brings you down to 7, so that wouldn't have worked. And then that brings you down to 6. It really is just a nightmare, isn't it? Just, you're gonna have to effectively either think it through or brute force every single location being the right location, or at least considering it for it being the right location to place certain things. This would be 4 if we subtract 6 from 4, then yeah, we would have 4. This is 7. Subtract 2 from that, we get 5. Nope, we ended up with 4. My math was wrong. Have we done this puzzle already? See, now the danger thing here is I'm just gonna come to the menu to see if we solved even one part of the puzzle, just to skip to the next puzzle. And at some point I'm gonna realize I didn't even solve one part of the puzzle. But yeah. Really just want to blaze through all of this. Let's see. If this was here, that would leave room for 4 sheep. 1 being there. Then it's just going to come down to the rest of the math here. 4 being there. Okay. Now, in what way can we possibly split this 2 up? Yeah, I don't see a way at all. So let's just move forward. And then 4 here. And then in what way can we split this 3 up? I don't see a way. Let's give it one more try, then skip it. If I threw this here, that would be 4. But if I swapped a 6 for a 6, nothing would change. But if I swapped a 7 for a 6, and then threw that, there you've got your initial 5. Okay. Now, the question, I guess, just comes down to how could we get rid of the right amount of wolves here? You need to get rid of 4. Which I don't see how you do that. This number here doesn't get reduced. If I threw this over here, that would just cause more problems. This feels like this is a number of something. But how are we supposed to do this? Everything here is gonna just swap. I suppose this game is supposed to be like that riddle where you have like a fox and a sheep and a bag of grain, and you can only carry 2 things on the rowboat at once, and you have to move all 3 things over in a certain order so the fox doesn't eat the grain or eat the sheep, and the sheep doesn't eat the grain. I suppose that's what the idea here is, that they're playing on this. We fully swapped in that direction, and then we threw everything in this direction. It gives me 1 sheep. but we can't really get 5 from that point. Moving on. I think this is the exact same puzzle. 5, 1, 8. It is, I think, the exact same layout. Now they're doing a variation on a theme. 5, 1, 5 this time. And I find that fairly annoying because increasingly it is going to highlight that the layout of these worlds don't seem to really change that much. It is effectively a 3x3 grid with very rarely even anything here. And so there's just a lot of room for figure 8 maneuvering. Okay, that gives us 1. Do we have a way of reducing the numbers more? This would be 4 if I threw those two at it. So if I swapped this with that, then that would be 5. This feels like this might be an easier solution. Now the question is just going to come down to, we have 6 here. If we throw that direction, and this is 7. So it kind of seems like we needed another 8 spot. So I can get 6, and I can get 6, and I can get 9. So just over deliver by 1. If I go over here, that'll reduce it down to 3, and that will get 6. But I guess it does move us to the next puzzle. And at least we have a slightly different layout here. Although, after seeing 2 puzzles that were laid out exactly the same, it really has highlighted how the positions here are very similar. And generally, just glancing over the screenshots when I first looked at it, I was left with the impression that you would have kind of more zoomed out, bigger areas, and that there might be more of a puzzle from getting point A to point B, and point B would change. Whereas, very obviously, the exit is always in the top left corner, and it doesn't seem like the worlds are ever going to get any bigger. And I don't think it would have changed too much with the mathematics if the worlds were bigger, but it would have given visual variety to the game if you had long chains. And potentially having long chains with lasers in between it would tell you that something is going to be divided at least once. Although you can't divide things twice, which that would get difficult to calculate. Okay, I guess what you do here is you hit this, then you swap around, and you feed that. And then I guess you do these 4 next. Let's think about that. And then we need like 2 wolves left, which would require getting rid of 3 of these wolves. So the question is, do we want the 2 to be here, or do we want the 2 to be here? Because 2 here would let you get to 4, which is probably what you're looking for. There we go. So there's our 8. And here's our 2. Okay, so we're maintaining decent speed like we had in the first world. Unfortunately, we're not maintaining quality anywhere close to the first world. We only have 47 out of 90 stars. There's been a lot of puzzles here that we have skipped and not really given a proper attempt to. But I only need 3 more stars, I guess, to unlock the next world, so it probably is smarter to just play it this way. Yeah, and we'll just see if we can maintain 22-minute episodes at some point halfway through this series. Maybe it will just turn into hour-long episodes, and maybe, or 44-minute long episodes. Maybe that's how I should do more of my series. Really, it is very noticeable that it's hard to get into side conversations or deeper thought and criticism, though, as I'm rather rushing through the game. But yeah, we'll see how this feels once I'm done with the entire series and see how it goes. That's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.